What's going on, everyone? Jeremy from the Quartering, and many of you have asked for me to give my take on the Tfue slash Faze situation, and I realize it's been covered already by, from a legal perspective, from Nick Rekieta, which I highly recommend his channel. It's been covered from an esports point of view from a lot of people, and PewDiePie covered it today also from like a talent perspective. I'm going to cover it from a business owner's perspective as well as a talent perspective here. And the 30,000 foot view here is the esports community is still pretty new. The amount of money that is exchanging hands in the esports community on both a talent as well as a management or brand side would make all of us sick. The amount of money that these dudes are making at the very top, I'm talking at the very top, are millions a month. All right. And it's still new and unregulated, meaning it's a lot like, let's say, online poker was a few years ago. You had online poker pros making a fortune with like Ultimate Bet and Party Poker and all these other ones, if you're old enough to remember that. And then eventually the government came in and regulated it, using the Patriot Act for some reason to get in there and shut that down. Now it's actually come back solely in some states where it's legal, I think in Nevada, and then also maybe New Jersey, I think. There's a few areas where it's now legal because the government has to regulate it and tax it because that's what they do. With esports, you're talking about just in absurd amounts of money, absurd amounts of youth, of pride, unpolished business sense, testosterone. And when you combine all these things, money, inexperience, machismo, you end up with a recipe for bad things to happen. Now, I'm not going to feel bad for Tfue, and I'm not going to Tfue. I'm not going to feel bad for Faze Banks. Faze Banks released a video saying that they had only collected $60,000 of Tfue's money via the contract that he signed. Now, to be upfront, since I have not read the actual contract, just because you sign a contract does not always necessarily make it enforceable. If you sign a contract that has illegal things in it, you can usually get out of it, especially through litigation. However, I'm not feeling bad for a dude that signed the contract. And in his response video, in Tfue's apology video or whatever, his response video, he admits, yes, I signed it and I'm an idiot. Okay. Yeah, we all make bad mistakes. Early on when I was a YouTuber, as well as I plug in my headphones here, I want to cover parts of his videos because there are some serious problems I have with it. First of all, Tfue went out of his way to include in the lawsuit that they pressured him into drinking and they forced him to live in a mansion in LA and they pressured him to do all of this was lies. I mean, baloney. It was all baloney. I will say that in terms of Faze Banks and Faze's, like the legality of his contract, I can't speak to that. But what I can speak to is ego and tons of money. So I want to, well, I guess I have neither, but I want to talk about this response video, first of all, which is ridiculous. Okay. So he starts out by saying, yeah, I'm sorry. Okay. You know, hey, I didn't want this to get out, blah, 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 blah. But ultimately, there is some really annoying things in here.
All the stuff about the gambling, the stunts,
here.
the drinking. I told my lawyer I did not want that in there, and he will do exactly just that. He will take it out. So that...
He told his lawyer he didn't want it in there, but as somebody who's recently gone through work dealings with a lawyer, you literally sign off on every little thing that your lawyer will send to opposing counsel. Counsel. I'm already mentally thinking about hopefully not getting my heart broken again tonight at the Bucks game. So every letter that goes back and forth between you and the defendant or the plaintiff, you're signing off on it. So we have Tfue again not reading a contract. That's one option. Two, he's lying, which is more likely. So he's already really hurting his credibility. This video has 100,000 downvotes. I don't care. You know what? I don't care about the narrative. You betrayed a friend, blah, 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 blah. Look, if Faze Banks was really his friend and it was all about friendship, you just let the dude walk. I never understood this. Look, I've run my own business for more than 10 years now. I have never made clients sign long-term contracts because, one, who wants to keep a client that doesn't want to work with you anyway? Two, are you going to go to court really to defend this? Because everybody loses when you go to court. You go through tons of money and everybody loses.
I never wanted to get anybody to get emotional because this isn't about that. This is about me and this contract.
Okay. Yes, it is about you and this contract. So let's not pretend you are put yourself up on a cross here for the esports community, which is what you'll do in a minute.
This contract that I signed when I didn't know any better. I'm an idiot. I should have never signed it in the...
Yep, we agree.
What is in this contract is so bizarre.
I don't care.
What I'm trying to do here is just serve justice to the esports community, the esports industry. These kids are getting ripped off. They're getting...
Get out of here with that. Tfue, like, I don't care if you did get ripped off. What we're watching here is pure manipulation. He's trying to garner support and put himself up on a cross for the esports community. That is 100% grade A BS. All right? Dude, everybody knows this is about you, and it's only about you. Which, by the way, is totally fine. All right? You got to get your paper. You've got to get your money while you can. Viewers of my channel have known that I've had this mantra for many years. Even so, I know the peak of my channel. I'm probably at it right now. It's about what I do from here on out. I know how big my audience can be. I know how big my, the pool that I'm swimming in. I'm very, very, very thankful to everyone who's subscribed and where this community will be. That said, most people, even if they achieve this level of success, you've got a year tops, maybe two to kind of keep consistent views. Don't believe me? Look at any major YouTuber that has millions of subscribers and can barely get 5% to 10% of their viewers. At that point, if I was only getting 5% of my subscribers watching my videos, I don't know why I would even get up in the morning. I suppose unless I had 5 million subscribers. But I'm saying, this dude is doing it for this dude. That's my take. And there's nothing wrong with it. But he's also being completely disingenuous and manipulative. All right? Dude wants out of the contract. Fine. I respect that. Faze Banks should just let him go anyway. Don't care. Why would you want an employee working for you who didn't want to work there? What I'm mostly interested in is what this is going to do for the esports community, because as Hollywood Reporter points out, there is literally there's regulation for talent agencies in California that this could be a real problem for Faze. Faze Clan's first statement, which claims it takes a max of 20% in tournament winnings. Don't care about that. You signed the contract, right? None of this matters to me. I don't care what the contract says because you signed it. If Faze Banks wants to let you out, which would be the right thing to do, that's up to him. Faze also continuously pressured and encouraged Tenny to undertake dangerous stunts while performing in videos. During one video, Tenny suffered an injury to his arm while skateboarding, which resulted in permanent disfigurement. What? This guy is a high-octane dude. I don't care if the contract is one-sided, all right? That's for you to deal with. However, there are intricacies. Turner A 21-year-old professional gamer known as Tfue says Faze Clan is violating the California Law and Talent Agency Act. The 21-year-old professional gamer on Monday sued Faze Clan, allegedly limiting his ability to pursue his profession in violation with the California law, passing on a lucrative deal because of conflict of interest, and failing to pay him his share of sponsorship earnings. In no uncertain terms, these gamers are artists, entertainers, and content creators. I agree. They perform, they act, they direct, they edit, and they stream. Writes attorney Brian Fredman, who, by the way, is like a power attorney, I'm told. Esports is a new industry, and Friedman argues that there is little to no regulation or oversight, no unions or guilds to protect the players, who are often young and trusting. There's a lot of money up for grabs. Top esports player Tyler Blevins, Ninja, told in December that told CNN he made $10 million last year playing Fortnite, and he boasts more than 20 million subscribers on YouTube, racked up more than 450 million views on Twitch. His sponsors include Samsung, Uber Eats, and Red Bull. Okay, the contract itself is obviously not good, but what's happening now is the California agencies, the employment agencies, are looking into this, which is probably why FaZe Banks is so aggressively angry about it, because once they start looking into it, I'm not sure that they can actually unring that bell. Whether or not Tfue was trying to do a power play here, it's irrelevant. Once the wheels of government are rolling, you're probably not going to undo that. And my interest in this is both in dispelling BS that this dude is doing this for the esports community, which he isn't. He's doing it for the money. But two, to point out that I do think that some good will actually come out of this. If there are some protections for these kids who sign these contracts, I think that would be a good thing. But again, you're 18 years old. You signed the contract. All right. You signed the contract. If that contract is like legal, if it comes out that this contract is legit and he signed it, I don't feel bad for him. That doesn't mean that I don't believe at the end of the day, FaZe should just let him go, because that's what they should do. Okay, because everybody looks horrible in this. Everybody looks bad. If the contract will stand up in court, then FaZe should still just let him go, because why would you want an employee working for you under duress? This is a lose-lose situation. If the contract is bad and he signed it, he's going to get out anyway. And what I'm be most concerned about if I'm FaZe right now is what happens when the government comes a knock-in? Have we been above board? Because this community seems populated with dude bros who never really earned anything in their life, and all of a sudden we're making a ton of money on YouTube and have no idea how to run a business. I've long wondered if these dudes are paying their taxes properly. Like, there is probably deep-rooted problems in the esports community in terms of paying taxes and doing things above board that are probably all going to come to light here. And I, for one, 100% support that. So it's going to be interesting to watch as a fly on the wall. I hope you enjoyed this pseudo breakdown, and we'll talk to you again real soon.